Welcome, my name is Jocelyn and today we are doing Shop My Stash for the month of February. I already have my eyeshadow palette bingo up on my channel where Google picks my palettes that I use for the month. So if you don't want that to be spoiled, because I am going to show the palettes at the end of this video, then go and watch that video first. I will have it linked down below, but today we're going to be choosing all of the rest of the makeup that I'm going to be using for the month of February. I definitely have some fun new products that I want to share with you. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my makeup collection. All right, starting out in this drawer right here, which has got kind of a lot of my makeup. We've got my base products and cheek products and powder products in here. The first things that I want to note are some new things that I got into my collection that I want to be using this next month. And they are by the brand Acrylic, which I am so thrilled to have in my hands right now. This is Samantha Ravndal's new brand. This is the Glow Lust product, which is a radiant luminizer. I got mine in the shade Morganite. I am using this for the first time today, and so far I have a pretty good opinion of it. I mixed it with my foundation and then I also tapped it on my cheeks as a kind of glowy highlight. Very, very excited. Off the bat, this is definitely everything that she said that it would be. Just look at how magnificent this cap is. It is a little bit hard to get off, just like she said it would be. The pump though is pretty fantastic, again, just like she said it would be. So definitely we'll have some kind of review of this at some point, but I'm going to bring it in because again, I've only used it once today, so I'd like to get a lot more use out of it. And then I also picked up two of the, what are they called? Smoke Reflex. So I picked up the shades Defiance and the shade Temper. So this is the rose gold one and then the more bronze one. So this is the bronze one with the gold shimmer and then the rose gold one with the more rose gold shimmer. I do have this one on my eyes today, and then I tapped a little bit of this, the topper shade in here on my inner corner. So this is the first day that I've also played around with these. The packaging on these is so, so, so pretty. This is the first time in a long time that I've used a cream eyeshadow, and so far the cream shadow has performed super well. So very, very excited to get more use out of the new Auric products. Moving back into the drawer, I do need to pull in two new foundations. The two I'm going to pull in are actually brand new foundations to my collection. The first is this one right here. This is the Makiage Foundation. This I did use a little bit last month. I got it in the mail right after I filmed my Shop My Stash, but because it was new, I did want to give it a try. I tried to film a wear test and first impressions, but I accidentally deleted the footage and just could not be bothered to refilm it. So that's a bit disappointing, but I'll have some kind of review of this up at some point. And I got mine in the shade 035. They do have a way of matching you pretty closely on their website, and I will say that it did a really good job. This is a very good color match to me. It is a little heavier than I like nowadays, but I'm thinking that these two products will be a very good thing to combine because this is heavier and this will add some glow to it. So I thought that was kind of good timing to get both of these. So this is the first thing I'm going to use. And then I also placed an order with ColourPop, and per a bunch of your recommendations, I picked up the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. So I haven't tried this at all yet. I waited until my Shop My Stash to give this a try because I think that I got it in the mail about a week ago, and this does look pretty light, but I'm sure I could get it to work. I think this will be a good complement to adding in that Makiage Foundation, which is, again, pretty heavy. No, I don't want to say heavy. It's just a lot more matte and full coverage than I expect this will be. So we'll have to see, but I'm excited to give this a try. And then moving into concealers, the first one that I'll bring in is the pair to that Makiage Foundation. This is the Makiage F I'm Flawless Multi-Use Perfecting Concealer. This is in the shade 2.5. I've used this a little bit and I don't think I like it as much as I like the foundation, but I've only used it a handful of times, so I'd like to bring it in to get more use out of it. A lot of the concealers that I have in my collection are a little bit too dark for me in the winter, and this is pretty good for me in the winter, so I know I won't be able to use this later in the year, so I better get some use out of it now. And I think I'm just gonna bring that in to use. Now let's move into bronzers. I do have those up in this top corner right here. I think I wanna bring in, because I'm using some cream products this month, the cream glowy highlight from Auric. I think I want to bring in this cream Fenty Beauty bronzer. I do have a fair amount of use in this, so I'm pretty excited to use it some more. I do really, really like this, but it has been a couple months, I think, since I've brought it in, so we're gonna give this a use this month. And then for highlight, so I have the very glowy highlight that we're bringing in. I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring this in. This is one of the Ofra highlights. This is in the shade Glazed Donut. I think this was a collab a long time ago with Nikki Tutorials. I also have the shade Pillow Talk. I'm trying to remember the last one that I pulled in. You know, I think I'm actually gonna bring in Pillow Talk. It's a little more pinky toned than Glazed Donut, and I think it's been longer since I've pulled in this one, so we're gonna bring in that one, and that is gonna do it for my highlights. And then for blush, I'm working really hard to project pan a blush in one of my face palettes, so I maybe want to bring one blush in. It's been a while since I've used this Cover FX blush. I have this one in the shade Pink Dahlia. This is what the inside looks like, so I think I want to bring this in because again, it's been a while, and I think that both of these two shades I like the more satiny glowy blush, and then the more matte blush combined could look really pretty, especially with some of the cream products that I'm bringing in. So I'm gonna bring this in, and that is gonna do it for blush. I'm trying to use up a little sample powder right now, and it's proving to be a little bit difficult because I haven't been using as much powder on my face recently, so I'm not gonna bring in any powders because again, I'm trying to use up that little sample one. So that means that this drawer is finished. All right, moving into this drawer right here. So the first thing that I actually want to note is that I got 2 new eyeliners in the mail recently, and they are these ColourPop liners from the Raw Beauty Christie line. Here is actually what the actual packaging looks like. I wanted to pick these up with the initial launch, but they sold out before I was able to, and then it wasn't until like 2 restocks later that I was finally able to get them. And I picked up the shades Woodsy, which is a brown, and then also Spare Time, which is a really pretty green shade. And these are the 2 shades that I picked up. They're so pretty. I really like this formula. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure to use these a bit. I've only used the brown one once, but it turned out really good. So very happy with that purchase. And I'm gonna pull those in. I haven't really been using a lot of lip products recently, and if I have been, then it's just like a lip gloss. Because I've just been staying at home, and when I go out, of course, I'm wearing a mask. The only time I really wear lip products is for videos or like a gloss during the day to just hydrate my lips. So I don't know if I'll pull in any additional lip products. I might just try and focus on the ones that I already have pulled in and the one that I have in a project pan. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna bring this in. I picked up this eyeliner a little while ago. This is by CoverGirl. It's one of the ones with like the little tip that you dip in. This is actually a brown shade. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of success with applicators like this, but I've never really tried to use one. So I purchased this, but haven't used it yet. So I'm gonna bring this in and try and make it a point to use it. All right, and that is gonna do it for this drawer. Okay. Okay, so I went ahead and put both of the Auric eyeshadow duos up top just because I think that they look really pretty up here. I have them right next to my M Cosmetics blushes, which I keep up here because I think that they look really pretty up here amongst my crystals. I didn't add anything to this top layer, but I also didn't take anything out. So again, I haven't really been using lip products, so I went ahead and just rolled over the ones that I had pulled in last month, along with the couple of eye products that I pulled in last month and didn't really get any use out of, like these 2 little ones right here. So I have the Stila's, I think this is Smoldering Satin eyeshadow glitter, which I didn't use, and then also this Tarte metallic shadow in Poker Face. I didn't get use out of this one either. So we're gonna leave this stuff in here, so hopefully I can get more use out of it this next month. I didn't really do much to this drawer. The only thing that I added in was the eyeliner. I did add in, I think, these 2
was it these two mascaras? No, I added in this Kosas mascara, this little tiny mini size, which is about at the end of its rope. I think this will be the last month that I'm able to use it. There's just not a lot of product in here, and the applicator is kind of hard to use because it's so tiny. And then this next drawer is very different. I added my bronzer, highlight, and blush in here, and then I also added in my base products, so the two foundations, the Glow Lust and the concealer. I'm tempted to move the Glow Lust out because it's just so beautiful that I don't really want to cram it into a drawer like that. So maybe I'll take it out and put it like, I don't know, somewhere else, maybe up top. No, that's a little too big. I don't know. I kind of want to just put it somewhere else on my vanity because it's so beautiful. And it deserves a place of its own. And then I didn't add anything into this bottom drawer. It's pretty blank still, but this is the little powder that I'm trying to use up, along with the Super Shock shadow that I'm trying to project pan, and then my spray, my two sponges. And this is pretty empty down here, but I don't really have a whole heck of a lot to put in here. I mean, I guess I could put the Auric products in here. Maybe this would be, that might be okay. It's a little less squashed down here than it was up above. And I'll go ahead and show you what my palette organizer looks like. If you don't want that, again, to be spoiled for you, go check out my previous video where Google picked the palettes I'm using for the month. But here you have my palette organizer. So these 4 palettes in front and the Jaclyn Hill palette were all chosen for me. The NARS palette, which is a face palette, and the ABH Master Palette by Mario are both ones that are in project pans. So that's what that looks like. All right, and those are the products that I really want to focus in on, hone in on for the month of February. I'm trying not to overextend myself and pull for too many things because there's definitely some new things that I brought into my collection over the last month or less than a month that I really want to get some good use out of and good experience with, so I can share that experience with you. And I don't wear makeup every single day, so, and eyeshadow too, I don't wear eyeshadow every single day, so I, again, don't want to bring in too much to use for the month. This was kind of short and sweet. I didn't bring in too many things, but those are the things that I would like to use for the month of February. It is a shorter month, so we are missing a few days there at the end, which means we have less days to use makeup, but hopefully I'll get some good feedback about that Auric stuff. And then if you're also interested in the Il Makiage foundation and concealer, and I got that new ColourPop foundation, lots of new base products. I think I need to slow it down with foundations. I've now brought 3 into my collection over the last like month and a half. The Il Makiage, the ColourPop, and oh, the Oh My Beauty foundation. So those 3 foundations, I probably am good with new foundations for a hot minute, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you don't want to miss future uploads from me, consider subscribing, and if you like Shop My Stash, consider giving this video a thumbs up. All of those buttons are down below, and I think that is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.